Earth to Keith Thurman Jr. Come in, Keith Thurman Jr. Alexander Usyk is a big favorite to beat Tony Bellew Saturday night or Saturday afternoon in the United States. I'm not sure when the fight will start. But I think there's a two-sided sucker bet in this fight. I'm just not sure which side is the sucker side. So I won't say two-sided. I mean, it could either side. Well, actually, no. It could be either side of the bet. Shout out to Victor Atkinson. So, on some gambling sites, Usyk is a minus 800 to win. Okay, that means you kind of bet like $800 to win $100. Bellew is at plus 500 to win. So you bet $100, and if he wins, you win $500 plus they'll give you your $100 deposit back, or investment, or whatever you want to call it, your bet money. So what has me puzzled is the inside bets. Usyk minus 800 to win, but he's plus 160 to win on points. On the flip side, he's like minus 120 to stop Bellew. Now, I'd like to think the bulk of the money will be played on either or. Usyk by stoppage, Usyk by decision. To me, this is the perfect case for some type of hedge. Like in football, a buddy of mine used to cover his NFL bets. So he'd pick a team to win, but then he'd cover his bet by taking the over a lot of times in the same game. So, but this has sucker bet written all over it. I'm trying to. It's kind of weird. I'm trying to figure. I mean, Vegas knows something. Believe that. And after taking a hit, NFL wise, I guess they're trying to. Vegas took a big hit last weekend. Vegas knows something. Usyk isn't the hardest puncher. On the flip side, only 4 guys have gone the distance, as he's 15-0 with 11 knockouts. Also, Tony Bellew has won 10 fights in a row. I'm telling you, Vegas knows something. Either they consider Bellew too far gone, or he's going to get stopped, or I don't know. But that fight is on DAZN. Also on the card is Anthony Crolla versus Daoud Yordan. Now, I'm not sure about this fight. I want to lean toward Yordan, which I'm going to do. I'm going to take him. Something is going to happen here. So I'll take Yordan by TKO. It seems like a lifetime since Yordan fought Robert Guerrero. It was a fight that had upset on it early on, as Yordan was out hustling Guerrero through 3 rounds, and then a headbutt, and it just a headbutt ended the night for both guys. But Jordan was on early that night, and Guerrero wasn't. So you just gotta wonder. But I can't believe Jordan is only 31. But I swear that fight seemed like it was like 15 years ago. But he must have been a teenager when that fight happened. Against Robert Guerrero. And speaking of Guerrero, I'm not going to start that again. Guerrero's back in the game. I'm not sure about his punch tolerance, his punch resistance, some people call it. The Robert Guerrero I know had a top 10 chin in boxing. However, the way he went down numerous times in his in his last fight was disturbing. Excuse my voice. I mean, I know Omar Figueroa Jr. can hit a little bit, but unless he had cinder blocks inside his gloves, we were used to the Ghost walking through those type of punches, no matter what your KO ratio was. I don't know, Robert. We'll see. Ricky Burns, also part of that card. He's back in action. Probably shooting for another big money shot. He's fighting Scott Cardell, who is okay, but not your next level talent. So at Burns' age, he should be in his late 30s. This is an okay matchup. I'm not mad at anyone for making this one. So we'll see. Like I said, Scott is no world beater, but if Burns has faded, well, we'll see. We'll see. I'm not mad at this matchup. Also on the card is Josh Kelly, as he makes his way up the 147-pound ladder. I believe he should be in the top 20. I'm not sure. No, he shouldn't. I don't think he's top 10. I wonder if we'll ever see a Josh Kelly versus Josh Taylor matchup. They're one weight class apart. I think that would be big over there. Not here, but and certainly on DAZN, I guess, right? Another matchup takes us to Miami of Florida, where Yoriyokis Gamboa and Juan Manuel Marquez take on different opponents. If they both win, they will fight. And here's a scenario that we hope we're not going to see, but somebody's going to be the odd man out in boxing, so I think we'll see it. I hope we don't, but this is a scenario where they kind of marinated a fight way too long. This was a fight, and I'm speaking of Gamboa versus Marquez. This is a fight like Mayweather Pacquiao. It should have taken place circa 2009 or so. Both guys were unbeaten. Both had very good power. Both were world champions. And they just kind of held on a little too long to build it up. They were about one fight, maybe 2 fights away. But they were one fight away, I'll say. And then Rogers Matagua almost pulled off the unthinkable and stopped Lopez. Almost. I mean, to this day, I don't know how Lopez survived that. And I remember there was one fan in there from Motagua's country. And after every round, late in the fight, when multiple rounds, when Lopez was hurt, this guy went up and down the steps, up and down with the flag just waving while the DJ played the music, and everybody was just in shock, like thinking that Motagua didn't have the best record, but he was a guy who you had to get through him when you fought him. So, I mean, I remember it like yesterday. It was at the theater in Madison Square Garden. Irish John Duddy was on the card. Of course, Gamboa was the co-feature. You had Powell Wolak, who fought. Lanier Solis fought. Omar, businessman, Chavez, he was on the card. And my man Monte Barrett fought too. He fought Solis. So, on the Gamboa side of things, he cruised in his fight, while Wanma almost got stopped. So, instead of making that matchup, they kind of let them fight again. So, the next time out, Gamboa fought Motagua, and he dogged him. I mean, he beat him in a few rounds. I know it didn't get to the halfway point, but he had his way with Motagua. And for some reason, and I don't know if it was a shaky performance by Wanma, but they wanted to wait again. So eventually, both guys got knocked out, and this matchup never happened. And it's a shame because it's a fight everyone wanted to see. So now, years later, when both guys are well past it, they might fight each other if they win. But who says it's a guarantee they'll win? Because both of these guys have slipped big time. I want to believe they'll both win Saturday night. I think it's a small pay-per-view. This, man, I think I was reading something. If you got a Fire Stick, you're good. But I think it was less than, man, did I see $9.99 or $15.99 or something like that? I believe it was less than $20. And as I was saying to my man, listen, sometimes in a matchup like this where both guys are past it, you might actually get a good fight. You might actually get a great fight. And these two have styles where they go for it. So let's hope they both win. And then let's just settle it once and for all. Let them fight. Also on Saturday in Chicago, you got 2 World Boxing Super Series cruiserweight fights. You got Maris Briedis versus Noel Agavor. Agavor is decent. I watched a little bit of tape on him. He's decent. He beat Isaiah Thomas, who was an ultra talented cruiserweight, but just not disciplined. I think Briedis is going to get. I think he's going to get him in the middle rounds. Only because Noel, while he's difficult with his movement, he'll like move to slip or to try to anticipate when you're going to throw, but he doesn't throw enough. And against Breedis, I think that's going to be his undoing. So we'll see. Also, my man Magic Solyecki, he's on a very good fighter. He lost a controversial fight to what's my man's name? Lefty from Staten Island. Gosh, what is his name? It'll come to me in a second. But I like Solyecki. This is just a stay busy fight for him. So, Sir Marcus Brown. Marcus Brown. That's the guy. If you remember, he had a controversial fight in Brooklyn against Magic Solyecki. Watch that fight again. Magic can fight. He can fight. So that's a WBSS World Boxing Super Series Cruiserweight. I believe that's a semifinal. I believe it's it should be a semifinal because you got Dorticos and yeah. So okay. So the more intriguing fight to me is the Krzysztof Glowacki versus this Maxim Vlasov. I think these are semifinals because Dorticos is going to fight old boy from Vegas. Why do I do this with these names? Tabiti. Andrew Tabiti. I think that's one of the final four. And then these two, the Glowacki and the Maxim. I think this one has the potential to be a great matchup. Or it could end early. But either way, I think you're going to get your money's worth in this matchup. So stay tuned for that. The Glowacki versus Vlasov. Also in Poland, we have Artur Szpilka versus Mariusz Wach. This is another one I think can go either way. I'm going to go with Szpilka on this one. I think it can go either way. Listen, everybody out there is not Rocky Marciano or Mike Tyson or whoever. I mean, everybody's not just in their prime and undefeated, but some of these fights are just good matchups. And true boxing fans are gonna watch it. But I'm telling you, and I'm not speaking about casual boxing fans. I'm talking about people that like watch boxing consistently. They're looking for stars. They're looking for the Charlo brothers and Golovkin and Canelo and Lomachenko. Like, they're not digging in and watching these fights that I'm mentioning, and I really wish they would. But nevertheless, I think that's another one that can go either way. I'll go with Szpilka. I'll go with Breedis. I guess Wanma and Gamboa will win their fights. Ricky Burns. I'm gonna go with Daoud Yordan also. What else did I want to say? I'm gonna cut this one short. If the 25-minute mark is considered short, it is for me. I went to Vivid Seats, and went to Vivid Seats earlier this week, and I saw lower level riser seats for less than $200 for the Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury fight. Something isn't right here. And that video where Deontay kind of fell all over the place when the lady announced that they sold $1 million worth of tickets in, like, what was it, like the first hour or something, or whatever it was, should have been a giveaway. I guess I fell for it. Like, okay, $1 million worth of tickets, huh, guys? When you go to Vivid Seats, now I looked at this maybe, I don't know, Monday, Tuesday of this week. I'm telling you, I saw lower level riser seats for less than $200. Okay, the 300 level seats look like they're all gone, and you can only buy them on the secondary market. But the 200 level and the 100 level and the floor stuff was still there. It's not a good look, and whatever they sell you on fight night, as far as it being a sellout or whatever, those tickets will be discounted, comped, or some other type of giveaway, comped with a hotel room, or just a straight up giveaway. Listen, the same thing happened at the Louis Ortiz fight. The week of the fight, the thing was 50% sold, and I told you to check for yourself in the video. I should have put a picture of the that was for that one. I think it was Ticketmaster. For this one, I think the official what's the name is Vivid Seats. So check for yourself. Let's see. I like Tyson Fury in the fight, by the way. He's going to have to win rounds big, because in the Ortiz and Spilka and Washington fights, the scorecards for Wilder were grossly off the mark. And so my initial thought was, this dude either gets knocked out or he fights well enough to win, but he can't win a decision. But nah, I'm leaning toward Fury. Alright, that's about it. Good fights next week that we'll talk about. One of the guys on the Showbox triple header named Kenneth Sims Jr. I'm going to try to see if I can interview him this weekend, if this guy calls me. He's in a tough battle with a guy named Samuel Taya. And I'm going to ask him about that, because he's come up a different way than most fighters have. They both have, but Sims, usually they build you up. You go to like 20-0, 25-0, just cupcakes and what have you, and then you get your title shot or your eliminator or whatever. Well, Sims is, man, I don't have anything in front. I think he's like 14-1-1 or something like that. Don't quote me. And he but the level of competition, like, these weren't all lay down guys. So when he got a draw, right, I think that was on Showtime, and then when he got a loss, okay, I believe that was on Showtime, Showbox. One of my questions to him is going to be, well, wait a minute. So if you happen to be 25-0, fighting some stiffs, and they put you on Showbox, you know, that's the televised portion, folks, that he's been on at least twice already. But if he was 25-0, and they put you in with another prospect, and you got stopped, or just beat up, or exposed, do you think you would have been on Showbox again? The answer should be no. But the fact that what Showtime used to say on Showbox, real fights, no rights, like we don't have any rights, we just putting real fights on, even matchups. The fact that he fought well in losing, close one, right? I think it was majority. And then he fought well again, and it was a draw. Showtime Showbox series, not this PBC stuff. They're not holding it against him. And he'll be on for at least the third time. I'll ask him how many times he's been on Showbox, but I know it's been twice. So that should be a message to the younger guys and even some of the more mature boxers. Like, look, a loss is not going to kill you. Saul Canelo Alvarez has a loss and probably a draw and probably should have a few more losses, but he's the $365 million man. That's the point I'm trying to make. That main event for Showbox is Jaron Ennis. Remember that name, okay? He's taking on a spoiler, Raymond Tito Serrano. Okay, Serrano is so it's an all Philadelphia matchup. Raymond Tito Serrano, Jaron Ennis next Friday, and I'm gonna try to get Kenneth Sims Jr. Kenneth Sims Jr. is probably, I think he's worked his way up to, maybe he won't be the opening bout, maybe he'll be the middle bout, and don't quote me, I think it's a triple header. It might be a quadruple header. They do that sometimes, but you're definitely going to get 3 fights. And all right, that's it. I'll catch you guys on the next one.